Welcome back, dear listeners, to another episode of Susan Lopresti Wellness, Mind, Body, and Soul, the podcast where we explore the highs, the lows, and everything in between when it comes to a woman's life, her health, and all aspects of navigating the midlife landscape. I'm your host, Susan Lopresti, and today I want to talk about a very serious topic that doesn't just pertain to women, but everyone who has skin. And what I'm talking about here today is sun damage and skin cancer. And so I'm going to start. Every once in a while, I like to bring my own personal experience into a podcast episode. And today, I want to talk about my own personal experience with sun cancer. So I want to say probably in the end of September, I had a little pimple on my chest, and I'm very fair skinned, and I hardly ever go in the sun. I'm always protected. I always have sunscreen on. I'm always under the umbrella on the beach. And if I'm walking, I have a hat on. I have sunscreen. Anyway, long story short, I had this pimple on my chest. Probably I saw it the end of September. And for a couple of weeks, it wasn't going away. And so I started to pick on it just to see what was going on with it. And it actually hurt when I touched it. So I thought like maybe there was an ingrown hair or something just going on. So I went to the dermatologist. Thank God I did when I did. And as soon as she looked at it, she said, "Oh, that looks like skin cancer." And she also said, "But it's very treatable right here in the office. I'm going to numb you, take a piece of it, have it sent out to be tested, and within 10 days, we'll have an answer." So I was very confident, even though she said it looked like skin cancer. I had an image of skin cancer in my mind where a mold has like a raggedy edge. It's not smooth, or moles that start bleeding. And so this wasn't either one of those things. It was a red mark that was a little raised up. Anyway, it came back as skin cancer. So I'm going on December 8th for a treatment where they're going to scrape it again and test the skin cells right in the office this time to see if it still tests positive. And if it does, then I have to go back again and continue to do that until it tests negative. But I want to talk to you today about the danger of the sun. And it's such a catch-22, honestly, because, vitamin D is such a vital vitamin that we need to have in order to really thrive in a healthy way. And yet, we get it from the sun, right? Mostly that's the true way that we want to get it, from the sun. And then this catch-22 is that it's very dangerous to be in the sun and get sunburn. And when you're fair, like I am, even though I'm Italian and most of my family is very dark olive skin, I was lucky enough to come out with the whitest skin and light-colored eyes. And also, I used to have light-colored hair. So the sun and I really don't get along too well together. But I realized, when I was a kid back in the 70s, we would go to the beach with baby oil and iodine. Oh my God. And I would come home crispy red, literally crispy red. But I would say in my very early 20s, I finally just realized I'm never going to have a tan. I'll never have that golden sun-kissed look. So just accept who you are and where you're at, and just, love yourself for what you are at that point. So I want to, so what do, right, in the situation that you want the vitamin D? And yes, you can supplement. I take a vitamin from a shopping club that I've been a member of for the past 23 years, and their supplements really cover everything that I need. But I also do like to get the natural sunlight and get natural vitamin D as well. So my recommendation really to you is, if you want to get into the sun, you need to do it first thing in the morning when the sun is rising, or you need to do it when the sun is setting. Or right before it's setting, like an hour before it's setting. Let's say you go take a walk, your hour walk. That's perfect. And you won't be wearing sunscreen, because that would also defeat the purpose of getting natural vitamin D. But you also don't want to be spending a whole lot of time in the sun. So if at some point you could then put the sun behind you, right? So when the first half of your walk, let's say, you're facing the sun, and then the second half of the walk, if you could have the sun behind you, or walk on, in an area that's more shaded, or get the back of you for a little while, and then no more than really a half hour should you be in the sun. That's my recommendation. Me, as my own personal coach for myself, with someone who has very fair skin. If you're really dark skin, those minutes will increase for you, perhaps, if you feel confident in that. I really don't know. But I'm never without sunscreen. And the other thing that I want to talk to you in regards to sunscreen is that it needs to be a sunscreen that doesn't have a lot of chemicals in it. And so again, I buy my sunscreen from a shopping club that I've been a member of for 23 years, and it's a safer product than anything that you would find in a drugstore, in a Rite Aid, or any store like that, or a supermarket. So, if you have to use sunscreen, you want to have the minimal amount of toxic chemicals, and use something that's safer for your skin and your body and your health. So you could always reach out and ask me about that. I'm happy to share. But I just want you, and I know it's winter time, and if you're in the Northeast, you're not getting that strong sun that you do during the summer, but it doesn't matter. Don't kid yourself. Don't fool yourself into thinking because it's winter, the sun is not that strong. It is still strong. I remember being a kid, and I went skiing in Vermont. Obviously, it was winter time. I got the most intense sunburn on the slopes, because what people were telling me was that the sun reflects off the snow, and I was really getting an intense sunburn. I almost felt like I was going to start blistering. That's how bad the sunburn was, and it was in December. So, no matter what, you have to be careful. I would say by the time I was 20 years old, I finally realized I am not like everyone else. I do not tan. Give it up. Give it a rest. You're not doing yourself any benefit at all by burning yourself so that then you could get a tan. It's ridiculous and stupid and not worth it. So, and then of course I tried some self-tanners, but when you're super fair, you're orangey looking. And that was years ago, and maybe they're perfected now, but I don't bother with any of that stuff. I am who I am. Love me or leave me. What could I tell you, right? So on that note, I just want to say thank you so much for listening. I appreciate each and every one of you. And what I also want to suggest is that if you listen to one of my episodes and it resonates with you, that with someone that you know, and say, wow, that person would really benefit from listening to this episode, it would benefit me so much if you would share it with them, because I really want to get my message out to as many people as possible about staying healthy and just simple, easy ways that we could change our lifestyle, that just little tweaks in what we do could make an enormous difference in how we look and how we feel and how well we age. We're all getting older. It's granted. We have to accept it. Each day we're older than the day before, but you can maintain a lot of your youth and your health by doing simple, easy lifestyle changes, and also changes to your diet, meditating, getting into your mind, right? Making sure that you are doing whatever you can to alleviate stress, anxiety. You're meditating, practicing yoga, maybe qigong, tai chi, whatever you enjoy doing. Walking can be a meditative state as well. Running, if you enjoy running. I used to run for years and years and years. I can't run anymore, but I love to go walking. And I feel like walking in and of itself does so much. I live in a beautiful neighborhood, and no matter what the season is, it's absolutely beautiful here. And I could go take a walk, and as I'm walking, I'm listening to some music, and I'm just looking at my surroundings. And I could walk by the water if I want. I could walk up some beautiful streets and look at the homes and the landscaping and just appreciate what's around me. And it makes a world of difference in how I go through the rest of my day. It really does. And I would suggest that for each and every one of you. If you're not moving your body, I want to say every day, because it doesn't need to be, maybe 3 times or 4 times a week you walk. The rest of the time you do a stretching routine. Stretching and being flexible is key to staying younger and having a stronger body as you're aging, where you will be more steady on your feet. You will have strength. We need to continue to exercise all of our muscles. If we don't use them, we will lose them, and then we will be shit out of luck, quite honestly, as we're getting older. So I don't care how old you are right now listening to this episode. Maybe you're in your 20s. I doubt it. I don't think most of my audience is in their 20s. But maybe you happen to stumble upon this episode and you're in your 20s. Start moving your body if you're not already doing it, and continue to do it into your 30s, your 40s, your 50s, your 60s, your 70s, your 80s, your 90s, if you're lucky enough to live that long. But it has to be part of your life, just like eating a healthy diet is part of your life as you continue to get older. You don't stop eating healthy as you're getting older. You continue to eat the right foods. You continue to get good sleep. You continue to get sunshine in the early morning or later evening. You continue to meditate. You continue to connect with family, friends, loved ones. You continue. These are all the things that are going to keep you younger and age you slower. And I don't know about you, but when I see an older person who's in a wheelchair or with a cane and all hunched over or struggling and overweight and just looking like such an unhealthy person, they reek unhealthiness. When you look at them and you want, I wonder, what's their problem? What's their illness? How did they get to this point? And what could they have done to improve the quality of their life? So I know I went off on a tangent with, the sun, but I just want to keep bringing it home to you that our health is in our hands, the majority of it. Listen, have you not heard of someone who ran every day and ate healthy and they dropped dead of a heart attack? Yes. I've heard about someone that used to work in my company that was bike riding and he dropped dead of a heart attack. Or, other things. Someone who was super healthy, never ate junk food or processed food and developed cancer. Yes, some things happen like that. We can't explain them. I chalk it up to destiny, I guess. Like maybe our life is mapped out before we get here. I don't know. But what I do know is that we can slow down the process and we can thrive in our later years. And I believe the way to thrive is by taking the best care of your body and doing the things that our body needs. It's a machine, right? Just like your car. You go for a tune-up, you have the oil changed, you put in the correct gas. Our food is our gas. It's our fuel. And if you're not fueling your body with the best gas possible, your performance is not going to be there. And isn't this all just common sense when you break it down like this? I feel like it's just common sense that everyone should know. I mean, we should come with the manual. When you buy a car, you get a manual of how to operate it, all the buttons, all the, features that it has, and how to take care of that car, what the maintenance schedule is like. Well, we should be maintaining our body the same way that we maintain our car, our home, whatever it is. But a lot of people ignore their health and they take it for granted. And then when it's gone, it's gone. And how many people sit back at that point and say, I wish but it's too late for that. So we started on the sun and we're finishing on just maintaining our health by doing simple, easy lifestyle adjustments. And so if this resonates with you and you're ready to start a journey like this, then please feel free to reach out to me. Go to my website, www.susanlopresti.com. You could schedule a free 30-minute health assessment with me. We'll talk about what it is that you're looking to do, what's going on in your life with your health, and we can take it from there. Also, if you feel that this episode would benefit anyone that you could think of, please share it out with them. I want to get my message out far and wide. And also, please subscribe to this channel so that the next time that I put out an episode, you'll know and you'll be able to listen and get more information and get you more motivated to continue on your journey towards better health. Until the next time, thank you so much for listening. I appreciate each and every one of you. Please be sure to subscribe. Be well, stay happy, and bye for now.